Welcome to Chog Chat, where we discuss issues that are affecting the geek community. And today, as you can see, we're going to be discussing Star Wars.
Star Wars is the whole reason why we're here.
Yeah.
It's the thing that got us started.
Yeah, we want to discuss the past, the present, and the future of Star Wars. And if you go on the internet anytime, you're going to find a lot of hate aimed towards Star Wars.
Especially right now.
Yeah. It seems no one hates Star Wars more than a Star Wars fan.
There's actually entire websites just dedicated to Star Wars fans telling everybody how much they hate Star Wars.
Yeah.
Seems kind of useless.
Yeah, but here at the Chog Blog, we have nothing but love for Star Wars.
If you want to hear us bash Disney Star Wars, you're going to have to watch a different video because we're not going to do that.
We're not going to do it. I mean, because just look at all the stuff. I mean, all the good stuff that Disney's gave us. I mean, they have the series. They have the Mandalorian. We have Boba Fett. We have Obi-Wan, Andor, Ahsoka, the Acolyte. Look at all these series that we have. And we also have the animated series. We have the Clone Wars and the Bad Batch. And a lot of times when these series came out, there was always a lot of criticism about them. And honestly, I never really heard any valid criticism, especially like when Obi-Wan came out. People were saying, "Oh, well, Obi-Wan, he wouldn't be hiding on some desert planet."
That's exactly where he was when they find him.
Yeah, and they're saying, "Oh, that girl who played Princess Leia, she's too feisty. Leia's not feisty." Does anyone remember the line, "Just get this walking carpet out of my way"?
Did they not see Star Wars?
Yeah. And plus, that little girl, she was great as Leia. I mean, I've seen her in behind the scenes photos. She was actually just a Star Wars fan. So when you see pictures of her at the conventions, and she's just got like this huge grin on her face because she just loves being in Star Wars. That's what Star Wars is about. I mean, if 2020 was kind of a dumpster fire every year, and one of the things I think that really got humanity through it was the Mandalorian, and especially the introduction of Grogu.
Everybody loved Baby Yoda.
Yeah, I mean, no one could stop talking about Baby Yoda. I mean, he was everywhere. I mean,
they can play there's too much merchandise, but hey, people want the Baby Yoda.
Yeah, there is. I mean, there's just so much great stuff in all these series. I mean, especially like Andor.
I mean, perfect show.
If you don't like Andor,
you just don't like TV. You don't like good writing. You don't like well-developed characters. It gives you Star Wars, but then with kind of a little gritty edge to it, and you get to see a whole different side that we never saw before.
Exactly.
Especially
that speech from Luthen Rael. I mean, how he tells how he's burned his future. He's burned his world for a future.
Everything he sacrificed.
Because he knows. I mean, that he did terrible things. I mean, the things he did got lots of people killed.
Yeah.
But he knew that that's the only way he was going to get people to rise up against the Empire.
What a great show!
It was a great show. I mean, they're all different too. That's what I like about them. Is that I don't want to see the same damn stuff. I don't want to see a rehash of the old Star Wars movies. I mean, there's an entire universe of Star Wars characters and stories that we could do.
Yeah, that's what I like about the Acolyte. It takes place in we haven't seen this era at all, other than in the books. Now we actually get to see it in real life.
Yeah, and they are great characters. I mean, I remember when the preview came out for Acolyte, people were saying, "Oh, I hate this series," and they hadn't even seen it yet. And I watched it. It's great. I love the characters, especially a lot of the Jedi characters. Yeah. I mean, they really work really well. I mean, and they're likable characters.
And you get to see them in their prime.
Exactly. I mean, and then of course people are saying that the resurgence of Ki-Adi-Mundi, the appearance of Ki-Adi-Mundi is
it breaks canon because some card said he was only 32 years old. It's like, okay, well who cares what that card says?
Obviously, somebody got something wrong. If Yoda can be around for 800 years, well,
so can Conehead. This Conehead face.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of great. I mean, if you find something that you don't like, you're not gonna like it. I mean,
like the Fast and Furious franchise. I don't like that at all. I mean, so I just don't watch the movies. I mean, I don't criticize anyone who likes them. Say, oh, you shouldn't watch that crap. Yeah. Just watch it. Enjoy it. But it's not for me. So I'm not gonna make a website and tell everyone how much I hate the movies. I'm going to talk about stuff I like.
Exactly. Yeah, the only series I didn't like, I didn't care for Resistance.
Yeah, Resistance was not good.
It was silly, but obviously it was made for children, and so I just stopped watching it.
After episode 4, you say, I don't like this. Let's not watch it.
It wasn't for me. I didn't take to the internet and say how, Disney destroyed my childhood. Because, I got all these 6 other series I can choose from. I can go watch The Mandalorian again. I mean, that's such a great show, and I've loved them all. I mean, we just need to sit back and appreciate what we have. I mean, I can remember back in the after the Star Wars movies were done, just we had no more stars, and watching when new Star Trek shows came out, I remember thinking, man, why can't we have a Star Wars show?
Yeah, I always wanted a Star Wars show.
And now we have. And good thing we didn't make it back then, because the effects were not as good as what they are now. And now we have Star Wars shows where the effects are just as actually better than the original movies.
Yeah.
So, but this hate. It started with the prequels. With Episode 1 came out.
The expectations were so high, no matter what happened, someone was going to hate it.
Yeah, I mean, I even went into it with my own expectations.
Yeah.
And it was nothing at all what I thought it was going to be. But it was still different because I saw the movie 10 times,
Yeah.
so obviously I liked it. And people hated a lot of, Jar Jar's an idiot, and Jake Lloyd is a terrible actor, and he was a child actor, and he was doing what George Lucas had told him,
Just doing his job.
Yeah.
And all the internet did was just hate upon them.
Mm-hmm.
But they even gave him death threats for crying out loud.
Yeah.
For a 10-year-old kid. I mean, what kind of...
And plus Ahmed Best, it got to the point where he was almost going to commit suicide just because of all that hate. I mean, that's
It's just going too far.
Yeah, that's not necessary. I mean, they deserve better than that. In fact, I think Disney should include Jar Jar in some of these new series. I mean, I don't think they should make him like an action hero, or he was a secret Sith or anything like that.
Crap the internet's trying to do.
Yeah, but I mean, he was when he made the vote in Episode 3 to give the Chancellor those power. Oh yeah, to give the Chancellor power. He was just voting with his conscience, doing what he thought was right. And I think that would be an interesting story to see how he dealt with the aftermath of that, knowing that he had been a pawn of the Sith and helped them come into power. I mean, especially if we do another Obi-Wan series, I would love to see them, come together and, kind of resolve.
See what's happening.
Yeah, so I really think Disney should deserves to give Jar Jar another chance. We love Jar Jar.
We love Jar Jar.
Yeah.
He may be dumb, but...
Yeah, he was no dumber than like Forrest Gump or Rain Man, and those guys won Oscars.
He was supposed to be. He was just supposed to be some childish character that the kids could relate to.
Yeah, and
he didn't run the movie.
Yeah, that's some of the thing you need to remember. Star Wars. People say it's for kids, but it's for adults too. But you do have to have a childlike view of things to appreciate them. You can't be as cynical as an adult as you are. There was even hate for the original trilogy when Return of the Jedi came out. And,
I hate the Ewoks. They're too cute.
Yeah,
you can't have something cute in Star Wars.
Exactly.
It's like they're just like Wookiees, just smaller. It's like, what was the problem?
And
I love the Ewoks.
Yeah, because the story of the Ewoks is they were technologically backwards. They were primitive, and yet they were able to help overthrow the Empire.
Nobody thought they would overthrow the Empire, but they did.
Yeah. In fact, I remember when shortly after I graduated from high school, I was still living in my parents' house, and I had a rheumatic fever, so I was at home a lot. I couldn't move. I had a bad case of arthritis, and a lot of times I would just like watch the Star Wars movies. And it had been a few years since I had watched them, and as I had matured, I noticed that the dialogue, even in the original ones, was out of place in our world. It didn't really seem like it would fit in the real world. But it didn't make them bad movies. And like I said, the prequels and the sequels are the same.
I think Harrison Ford put it best when he told George Lucas, "You can write this shit, George, but you sure can't say it."
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty much it. I mean, it's not Shakespeare. It was never intended to be.
Yeah, and they're just fun action movies, and you have to have fun with them. That's the best thing. Because I remember we were 7 when Star Wars came out, and it just changed our world. Obviously, you can see all the Star Wars stuff in our house. It's affected us quite a bit. And even the Disney sequels. The Disney sequels, yeah, I'll agree they weren't perfect. I mean, they probably should have. It would have been nice to see what George Lucas's treatment for those movies would have been.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't realize that when George Lucas sold Disney to Star Wars to Disney, he actually gave him a treatment of what the 3 movies would be. He said, "Well, hey, you can use this or do your own thing." And of course, they did their own thing because they paid their money. They can do whatever they want. But I would have liked to see what George Lucas had planned for the sequels. Yeah,
because sure, of course, they did make some mistakes. Like they underused Finn. They just kind of forgot him. He was just he just became like a little puppy dog following Rey around.
Yeah, and they gave him Jedi powers, but they never really say that he had Jedi powers.
Yeah, but they were still great movies, and especially the the scene at the end of Rise of Skywalker where all those ships start jumping out of hyperspace. Oh, they were just.
There's so much still to enjoy about it, but
yeah.
Like I say, if you just don't like it, then just don't watch it. Just
exactly. And that's the thing. When you look at it, you look at the whole of Star Wars, you realize that Star Wars is all about love. It's kind of like what Yoda says. Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering, and it does. I mean, if you look at Star Wars with love, I mean, look at the first trilogy. That was what the whole crux of the story was this son saving his father with his love, and that's what brought Darth back. He sees his son suffering. He still loves his son, and he decides to save him, and that's what redeems him. And then of course the prequels that's the whole story is basically a love story between Anakin and Padme, and of course how his fear of losing that love is what drove him to the dark side. And of course then you have the sequels, the Disney sequels, where they're not about what's the line?
Oh, when Rose says it's not about we don't win by destroying what we hate, but by saving what we love.
Yeah. So that is the basic message of Star Wars is love.
There's no room for hate.
Exactly.
If you're gonna hate, just go find another franchise.
Or you'll be a Sith. Yeah. And then the Sith are cool, but they are the bad guys. So you don't want to be the bad guy, And so again, so that's kind of our Chog blog. We just wanted to
throw our 2 cents in on what's going on about all this controversy. But like I say, I mean, everyone has their own opinions, but definitely put in the comments. We'd like to hear what you have to say. I mean, if you don't like it, give specific reasons why, not just, I just hate the actor, I hate this, but just, we'd like to hear other people's opinions about it as well.
Yeah, but like I said, anytime we talk about Star Wars, nothing but love.
Nothing but love.
Yeah.
Well, again, thanks for watching. Share, like, and comment, and as always,
keep on
chogging.